you know, for me, my goal was always to come home in some way. So while I enjoyed almost like my first 2 years, my third and fourth year were focused on coming back home. And, you know, that kind of process. So then it was a more intensive kind of situation in my last 2 years. And I will just say that I did use the AFMC portal as well. And I was able to secure 3 Ontario electives through that. You know, I do highly recommend using that portal, and it is a lot of work to put in, but it does work out. Yeah.
That's great. No, thank you for mentioning that. And I think one thing that you had here on your bio was that you had tried to go for the American and Canadian matches. How did that go? And what was your experience like?
Yeah. So within my, like between my third and fourth year of medical school, I wrote the USMLE Step 1, Step 2 CK, Step 2 CS, the NAC OSCE, and the MCC QE1. And then also did all of my electives in Ontario and did an elective at the Mayo Clinic in America. So that year of my life was chaos, but I got through it and it landed me where I am now. So it's possible. But it was a lot. I did like 120 applications to the States, and I only applied in Ontario because I just wanted to be, I only applied like Eastern America as well because I just wanted to be close to home. But it was a lot of work. And then like the interviews are all kind of at the same time too. So you're like going back from the States to Canada. But it's possible. And it really kind of allowed me to feel confident in the fact that I thought I was going to match somewhere. So then I actually left Australia immediately after I finished my degree and just kind of bet on myself because I figured with 100 and somewhat apps, someone's got to want me. So yeah, it was good.
Definitely. I'm sure someone did and someone had, which is great. So that's awesome. Actually, it was a follow-up question on that. It's something that a student actually emailed me a couple of minutes before our session today, and that is it doable to apply to both Canada and US for residency? Can you do it? So I'd love to hear your answer on that.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's 2 separate portals. So the American portal is ECFMG, and there's a whole bunch of paperwork that you have to do there. And then the Canadian portal is called CARMS. They both want very similar things. So it's not like you don't have to write like 2 CVs and get like all these different types of reference letters. But it isn't good to have reference letters from each country at least. That's why I did do at least 1 rotation in the States, even though I was hoping for Canada. And beyond that, it's more just putting your information out there. The American match is a little bit different from Canada, where it's a lot easier to apply to a like whole bunch of schools. And in Canada, it's a little bit more particular, but if you take the time to do it, it is possible. The interview times are, I think America, I was like interviewing December, January, and then Canada was more end of January, Feb. So it was like, I had to be back in North America, but I could handle it. Writing the board exams is obviously, you have to decide if that's something that you're going to dedicate to, but the USMLE Step 1 is on its own. The MCC QE1 is very similar to the USMLE Step 2 CK. And then the NAC OSCE that you write for Canada is very similar to the USMLE Step 2 CS. So I did those all in tandem. So it was kind of like studying for like 3 brackets of exams. And then so one other thing though. So at my time, I was the very last year where you got to pick the Canadian match before the American match. And the only thing about these 2 portals is that the portals do talk to each other. So the second that you match in one country, it pulls you out of the other application. It has now switched over where now the American match happens before the Canadian match. So at this point in time, if you were to do the dual apply and you were to actually accept your American offer, it would pull you out of the Canadian match at that point.